Hi, my name is Ross Tran, and in this video tutorial, I'm going to show you how to paint bubbles underwater in an effective and time-efficient way. And let's get started. So here's my painting that I did prior to this video, and I just did a kind of quick underwater scene with some plantation and biodiversity. So I have it as my background, and on a new layer I'm going to just paint with 100% opacity, just like the base shape of the bubble, they're round. And so basically I'm trying to create the bubble in an organic way, and I'm trying to show you gesture right here. I think we should always kind of design our detail in a gestural manner. So I, I kind of stressed gesture as an important thing here, because the bubbles are gonna flow organically, and I kind of wanted to follow the lines that I drew with the arrow. So here I'm making they're not all the same because not all the bubbles in life are the same, and I'm just trying to create visual interest. I'm enlarging different one, I'm making smaller, I'm making some bigger, I'm making some medium, and I'm just kind of dispersing it through the the gesture that I had. Um, yeah, so right now I'm just kind of trying to find like a visual balance for these bubbles and trying to just capture the story here. And here I'm going to show you about how to design organically. It's the 1, 2, 3 rule that I kind of learned through my old mentors. Basically, you don't want to group three together. That's gonna look static. So you put 1, 2 next to each other, and then you kind of put like the last one way off. And repeating that will give you an organic outcome. And so here I'm just checking my arrows. I'm not following it too precisely, but I'm giving it a general motion of where the bubbles are dispersing to. And I kind of put like they're all coming down to one point. Maybe there's like a little airflow right there, and water. Bubbles are coming out of there, and so that's my story for this piece here. So I'm still trying to create visual interest. Big, medium, small. Just kind of have fun with it. It doesn't have to, be so orderly. So we can always make a brush, but will that come later in the tutorial? Right now, I'm just kind of showing you how to do it manually. I'm just trying to fill in the gaps, just kind of squint and kind of just see where I feel that there needs to be bubbles. Like I added a big one because I thought it added visual weight, and I definitely need visual weight in the flow of my bubbles. So I just put on a new layer. Yeah, make sure you guys use layers because it comes in handy. Like it can save you a lot of time. So right now I'm just adjusting the base color and value of my bubbles. Um, See, having it on different layer, 100% opacity definitely helps um, me change things really fast. And so I just change it to that kind of that medium, like kind of halfway value. So because I'm adding the shadows right now, and I put a clipping mask. Um, I'm gonna put a clipping mask on top of the bubble layer and um, just kind of put in the shadows. And the shadows, just look at what's reflecting it off. So right now I grab the kind of dark color of my plantation, and right now I'm putting it in the bubble, and they don't have to be like super accurate. We're just trying to save time and make it look as bubbles as fast as we can. So right now I'm just kind of visually eyeballing where I need these shadows to be. So I'm just putting in, remember to put in 100% opacity to change it if you need to. Yeah, as the bubbles are higher risen, it'll lose less of the darker reflection because there's not much reflecting it off there besides light. So I'd probably tackle that later. But right now, I'm just trying to create visual interest. So I called myself done with adding the darker reflection, and now I'm gonna have fun and apply the lighter reflection. And that's always fun, doing shiny things. And so there you go. So right now I'm doing the light that's being cast from above. Um, so again, I'm just kind of doing it organically and squinting and trying to place the um, just it. It's a really subconscious, and it's like, oh, I think it should be there. Because people ask me, oh, where do you know where to put things? I think over time you kind of develop an organic, organic feel for things, and you just kind of just know where to put it. So here I am, just putting in the little reflection and kind of having fun right now because they're starting to look like bubbles. Yeah, so things are still on different layer. It makes things a lot easier. Um, Later, I will merge everything because I hate actually painting on layers. Matter of fact, but for the sake of keeping things really clean here, I'm using layers, and right now I'm changing the saturation, the value to fit the atmosphere to make it more accurate. And there you go. So I changed it to match kind of the tone of the water behind it. I'm changing the reflection to be a little bit, the darker reflection to be a little bit lighter. And I think I was happy with that. And right now is fun part. It's experimental phase, and so I'm just I took a like a small kind of a dusty dotted brush, and I just kind of fill in the tiny little bubble organically, And this is really fun because it's really effective and fast, and kind of any kind of dotted brush will do, like a scatter brush. And you can see I have like a billion gajillion brushes. This is the time to experiment. I don't use, I probably use like three or four brushes actually painting, and the rest is experimentation. Um, I think with each piece you do, you should try to experiment because I think experimenting, like you'll learn a lot from it. And right now, I'm just kind of experimenting with my brushes that I never use, and I'm just having fun right now. Just making again bigger, medium, smaller bubbles. I'm trying to remember to create that gesture and story that um, my initial my purpose was. And I found another brush, and I'm making bubble streams right now. Um, that will go out of the hole and just kind of following my gesture lines again. Changing the values. Yeah, so creating some more bubbles, and they're going to affect it. So I'm adding kind of darker one now because there needs to be a darker reflection in some places. I'm erasing out and putting bubbles and erasing out. So it's on a new layer, so it's easy to change. I think there you go, bubble streams. There are lots of time where I didn't really know what, like, because I had like visually so many brushes and I got kind of overwhelmed. So I definitely need to edit a lot of that. But right now I'm just kind of making streams, um, trying to make try to find like that rhythm of a really uh, effective stream. Yeah, you can see I kind of like to paint far away. I personally have the trouble of always kind of drawing too close, and when I look out, it's kind of like blah. So with painting, I'm like the complete opposite. I like to draw. I like to paint really far away so I can see the image, and once I get kind of the big picture, I can go in and flesh things out and detail things out. So right now, I remember that I had like this brush, this cloud kind of brush. It was really soft, and it was really cool. So right now, I'm just trying to find it, and I knew it's around here somewhere, and know it's worth the time to find it, but I just can't find it. Oh yeah, so this is like a chaotic dust brush, and there's lots of like dusty particles in the water, and the light definitely uh, gets gets caught. The dusty particles get caught by light, and if you want like an extra layer of realism, definitely think about that. So right now, I think I found my. Nope, I don't think so. I think I found a version of it. Yeah, kind of. I had to stop it a few times to try to find it, but I think I kind of found it here. This is another version of the brush, and right now I'm just kind of grouping things together and giving it more more love into it. Like I want the feeling that it's kind of exploding that little that air hole, and so I'm trying to just design around that. So cloud brush works really well. So right now I'm using the smudge tool. I flattened everything I because I felt like um, I was done creating kind of the mandatory bubble. And right now I use a smudge brush to just give it some motion because right now I'm gonna motion blur that. I cut a piece. I Control J is copy in a new layer. I motion blurred that, and there's my menu. And I'm going to find kind of the right balance at what looks right to me. There we go. It's on a new layer, so I kind of just erase some of the blur to give it some sharper corners. So right now, again, I'm kind of using the smudge tool to kind of just create that motion, just kind of group things, give some lost edges because you want contrast in your edges. I think that makes painting more interesting. Yeah, right now I'm just kind of experimenting. Make sure you kind of experiment because you'll never know. You might make a happy accident, and my work is full of happy accidents. There's happy accidents everywhere, and I love it. Who loves a happy accident? Who doesn't love a happy accident? It's great. So just kind of experiment, have fun with your piece. Just use tools that you've never used before and see how they can be applied to your painting, and they'll stick with you, and like you'll have another tool to use. So right now, I'm just kind of I felt that needed some more cloudy kind of rhythm to it, so I'm just kind of creating it right now. All right, now I'm gonna have fun. I love this part. You just get to um, attack the whole image. I'm overlaying it, and I'm kind blending the bubbles with my scene and using overlay, and I'm just trying to harmonize my whole scene and trying to just blend it all together. And I'm casting light from above. I'm just blending the deep ocean water into it and just making it feel like part of the picture. And here's color dodge, which is a really fun part, but I might not need it too much here. Um, but I just do kind of a little like there I showed you some like kind of don't get too carried away with that. It could be really fun and it's very flashy, but sometimes it'll overwhelm your image and it might like be too overwhelming to do stuff like that. But it's really fun and you should just kind of keep experimenting. So right now I'm just again trying to visually design bubbles, adding some visual interest, aka noodling. um, Sometimes I work on a piece and it doesn't really get anywhere because I seem to just noodle so much. So I'm about to call it quits, but I'm gonna just work on it a little bit more, and I come back, and that's what I have after noodling for a bit. I paused it because I didn't think you want to see me noodle too much. So here I'm gonna show you how to just make another bubble after you just have it. So on another layer, I create the base color again. I make a clipping mask, and I'm drawing the reflection below it, the darker reflection is on a different layer as well. I make another clipping mask right here, and right now I'm drawing the light reflection from the light. And you have reference up. I think I had a second monitor, and I kind of put some reference up just to have give myself a layer of realism. So right now I'm just trying to change the base color, trying to match it with the scene. And I'm going to merge the whole thing into one bubble, and I'm going to warp it into my own shape. So here's warp, and I'm just trying to like find an interesting shape abstractly of there you go. So that's my shape, and now the challenge for me is trying to find a place for it. It's like creating something new and trying to find a place for it. So I'm trying to experiment by putting it places. I zoom out so I can see the whole picture. Where should it go? Where should I go? I knew it needed something, so I added that. And right there kind of looks like a good place for it. I just need to kind of blend it in a little. But I felt that right there was a good place for it. So I'm gonna kind of blend it in with the smudge right there. There you go. So it's not so out of context. And color dodge, me testing color dodge, if it works. I think it's too overwhelming, so I don't do it. So right now I'm just affecting the whole image again, kind of fun part. I'm just emphasizing where the light's coming from. Just kind of, just kind of create my image. And that's it. Thank you all for watching. I hope you guys learned something. Yeah, thank you.